Good morning, children. You have all drafted really lovely letters to your relatives and friends over the last 2 days. So today we are going to put the final touches to our letters. We are going to be checking and improving our work, a very important writing skill and something that we started to develop in year 2. So, in order to do this, we are going to check our work against the success criteria checklist, which is more or less what our steps to success were at the beginning of the letter. But this time we are going to actually check and tick if we have met that success criteria. So the very first success criteria was to use the correct informal letter layout. So I have to go through my letter and check whether I have laid it out correctly. Now, I have my address here in the top right-hand corner. The reason why we write our address in the top right-hand corner is so that when we send a letter, the person that receives the letter has our address if they would like to reply to us, so they know which address they can send the reply to. The address of the person we are sending the letter to is going to go on the envelope. So the first thing you need to do, children, is to make sure that you have your address in the right-hand corner. Underneath, we need the date, which I have here, and then I have a greeting with a comma after the greeting. Very good. One thing I do need to check is that, and this is very important and quite specific to British English informal letter writing, is that I have a comma after the greeting and also a comma after the final farewell as well, the greeting at the end of the letter. So I need to make sure that I have a comma there after loads of love as well. And that's again specific to British English, but it is something that needs to be there in the informal letter. Good. And I can see that I have met this success criteria. I have used the correct informal letter layout, so I'd be able to place a tick here. Then I need to check that I have punctuated all my sentences correctly. I need to check that every single of my sentences has a capital letter and ends with a full stop. And remember, as a rule, we usually don't have sentences that are more than 2 or maximum 3 lines long. If your sentence is more than 3 lines long, it's definitely too long and you need to break it down into smaller sentences. So please have a look at how well you have written your sentences. And I can see that I have all the capital letters and all the full stops. And I can see that I even have capital letters in proper nouns, especially in my address. The next success criteria I'm going to check is the use of apostrophes for contraction. So I'm going to go through my letter and check, have I used apostrophe for contraction? Yes, I have. And I know that I have contracted all the pairs of words that can be contracted. Oh, look, can you see that, children? Good job. I am checking my letter because I have spotted a pair of words which can be contracted, but I have not contracted them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to correct my work right now, put an apostrophe there and create a contraction. So that's why we keep on checking our work, because everybody makes mistakes. It's important to check our work and to learn from our mistakes. Good. So, oh, another one. Can you see? It has been. I can contract into it's been amazingly exciting to have some snow. Okay, very important to check. So now that I have checked all my sentences, I can tick that I have used the apostrophe for contraction correctly. I'm going to check whether I have used conjunctions in my writing. And I'm going to again go through all my sentences and check I have a contraction that here, I have a contraction that, I have a contraction. Not contraction. We have checked for contractions. Now I'm checking for conjunctions. So I have a conjunction that, and if, and because. So I have used a range of conjunctions, just as Mrs. Ed reminded us yesterday. And I have a conjunction then, and here as well. So I can tick that box because I have used a good range of conjunctions in my writing. So that will be another tick. But I can only tick it if I have actually checked the work and I have actually used these conjunctions. Then I need to check, have I used questions and exclamations in my writing? I'm sure I have, but I'm going to check that I have definitely met that success criteria. Yes, I can see I have a question here, and I have another question here, and I have used one exclamation here, so that my work is looking good, and I have used an exclamation here, and I know that I had another question somewhere here. Where is it? Where is my question? There it is. There is another question. So in fact, I have 3 questions and 2 exclamations, which I think for the length of this letter is okay. So yes, I am happy. I can check that I have used questions and exclamations. Now, our extension was to use exciting verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. So I'm going to check my work and make sure that I have done that. It's been a long time since I wrote to you last, so I decided to share my latest discovery. Yeah, discovery is a good noun to use. Until recently, that's a good time conjunction. I didn't even know. Oh, I think I could change that. I could change I didn't even know to I wasn't even aware. I could change that to aware. But I have to change my contraction. I wasn't even aware that we had a lifeboat station so close to us. So I have up-leveled my verb from the verb know to aware. So that is good up-leveling of my words. Now, can I change or up-level any other words? Hamble Lifeboat Station is an independent station, but they work together with the RNLI when there is a rescue. I think I can change my verb work to cooperate. Cooperate. We wouldn't say cooperate together. In that case, I need to take the together out. They cooperate with the RNLI when there is a rescue. So I'm only on my second paragraph, but I have already changed 2 of my words for better, more exciting words. I have changed 2 of my verbs, in fact. So I need to carry on reading my work. I use propellers. If a child gets stuck in the mud, the jet boats can get to them more easily. Oh, definitely. I can definitely change get to them to reach them. Definitely change that verb. If a child gets stuck in the mud, the jet boats can reach them more easily. That makes a better sense, and actually it's much better, much higher level of writing. Did you know how many boats there are just on the River Hamble? Did you also know how big the area covered by the Hamble lifeboats is? It goes all the way. Goes all the way. I think I'm going to change the verb goes to spans. And I need to make sure that I write it in the correct place. It spans all the way from Leon-Solent to Lee and even to Cowes on the Isle of Wight. Good. I have up-leveled that sentence. I've made it better because I have changed my verb again. So I've changed a number of verbs. I wonder whether I should add some adjectives. Could I? add some adjectives. So in fact, here in the previous sentence, in this paragraph, if a child gets stuck, I could add an adjective if an unfortunate child gets stuck. So I have added an adjective to my noun. So in fact, I have created an expanded noun phrase and made my writing much more interesting. Did you know how many boats there are just on the River Hamble? 4,500. I think I can make this more exciting. I'm going to write an unbelievable 4,500. So again, I have added an adjective to my sentence to make it more exciting. Let's carry on reading. Okay, surprisingly is a good adverb, so I have chosen a good adverb. Surprisingly, the crew don't get paid for helping people at all. They are all volunteers and have jobs like being in the Navy, NHS, or driving a bus. I think I can use an adjective to describe the volunteers, and I'm going to describe them as selfless volunteers. So again, I have used an adjective to describe the noun and created an expanded noun phrase. Because they are a charity, the Humble Lifeboat Station needs donations to keep them running. I think I could add an adverb there. The Humble Lifeboat Station constantly needs donations to keep them running. Now, good. I'm happy. I'm checking that I have exciting verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. And if I don't have them in my sentences, I am adding them to my sentences. So it's all about checking and improving our work today. I was very excited to find out about the different rescues they do. Can you believe that they don't just rescue people, but dogs too? They even rescued passengers from an aeroplane that crashed into the Solent. I think I can use an adjective to describe the passengers. I think they would have been very grateful, passengers, if poor people crashed an aeroplane into the Solent. So again, I have used an adjective to describe a noun and created an expanded noun phrase. Super. On a different note, it's been amazingly exciting. Yes, I have used an adverb. And to have some snow over the last few days, it's been a bit powdery. I have used an adjective here for a snowman, but I love the way it covers the land with a white blanket. Now I think I can use another adjective here with a beautiful white blanket. That's so much better. So I have either changed a number of my words, especially verbs, for much better, more powerful verbs, or I have added adjectives and adverbs to make my letter much more exciting. So only after I have done that, I can now tick that I have met this success criteria. Now, I know, children, that we all have different abilities and we find writing, some of us find it easier and some of us find it harder. So some of us will only have been able to meet some of these success criteria. But as long as you've made an effort and done your best, that's all that matters. So please do not worry if you have done your best but not met every single success criteria. If you haven't met all the success criteria yet, and yet you know that you can do it, then please do have a go at checking and improving your work. Once you have checked and improved your letter, and remember you can use coloring pencils or a red pen or even a pink pen for improving your letter if you like. What you need to do is write the letter out, your most improved version, in the best handwriting, and then send it to your friend or a relative. Lockdown can be very, very difficult for people, and it will be a lovely, lovely surprise for people to receive a handwritten letter from you. So make it your task today to check and improve your work against the success criteria. Write the letter out in the neatest handwriting, remembering those ascenders and descenders, and post the letter. And I'm sure you will get a lovely, lovely message back from the recipient, or maybe even a letter back. Bye for now.